Good morning, students. Let us continue our science class. As you all know, whole world has got affected by COVID-19 pandemic. Due to this, you are all having video classes and you are missing your regular classes, school, friends, etc. Even today, life has not come to normal. All are facing one or the other problems due to coronavirus. Wherever you go, you have to remember two things: mask and social distancing due to coronavirus. Students, you may be thinking why I am talking about coronavirus. Yes, we are going to study a new chapter, microorganisms. As you all know, microorganisms are useful as well as harmful. Therefore, let us study the chapter microorganisms, friend and foe. Now let us see what are microorganisms. Microorganisms are living organisms which cannot be seen through our naked eyes but can be seen under microscope are called microorganisms. That means these are microscopic. Microorganisms are classified into five major groups: bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae and viruses. Out of these five, bacteria, fungi, protozoa, algae, they belongs to one group and viruses show different characteristics. They are also microscopic but are different from other microorganisms. Now you can see some of the examples for viruses. This is coronavirus and next is bacteriophage, which is the virus that eats bacteria. Now let us see what are the special characteristics of viruses. Viruses are metabolically inert. That means in the environment, viruses act like non-living things. They will be in the form of crystal. Viruses are intracellular parasites. That means they will be active only when they enter the body of the organisms or the host cell. Viruses cannot make energy or proteins independent of a host cell. Viruses multiply inside the living cells using host cell machinery. Therefore, we have to maintain cleanliness to avoid infection because viruses can multiply only when they enter into our body. So, please take care of yourself to avoid infection. Students, here you can see some of the examples for different types of microorganisms. You refer page number 18. There you can see example for bacteria, example for algae, protozoa, fungi, and in next page you can see the examples for viruses. In bacteria you can see rod-shaped bacteria. In algae you can see Spirogyra, Chlamydomonas. In protozoa you can see amoeba, paramecium. Fungi, bread mold is the example. And virus you can see bacteriophage. The virus which eats bacteria is known as bacteriophage. Where do microorganisms live? As we all know, microorganisms may be single-celled like bacteria, some algae and protozoa, or multicellular such as many algae and fungi. They live in all types of environment ranging from ice-cold climate to hot springs and deserts to marshy lands. You can see microbes even in marshy lands and deserts. They are also found inside the bodies of animals including humans. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. Here you can see the picture. that plants are infected by microorganisms. In next picture you can see microorganisms in animals. As we all know, microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. Let us study about them in detail. First, let us know about friendly microorganisms. Microorganisms are used in different ways in our daily life. They are used in the preparation of curd, bread, and cake. Yeast is used in the preparation of bread and cake. The bacteria which is present in the milk changes milk into curd. Microorganisms are also used in the preparation of vaccines and antibiotics. Whenever you fall ill, the doctor may give you some antibiotic tablets, capsules, or injections such as penicillin. The source of these medicines is microorganisms. These medicines kill or stop the growth of disease causing microorganisms. Such medicines are called antibiotics. These days, a number of antibiotics are being produced from bacteria and fungi. Streptomycin, tetracycline, and erythromycin are some of the commonly known antibiotics which are made from fungi and bacteria. Antibiotics are manufactured by growing specific microorganisms and are used to cure a variety of diseases. Antibiotics are even mixed with the feed of livestock and poultry to check microbial infection in animals. They are also used to control many plant diseases. Students, look at this image. Do you know who is this personality? Yes, it is Alexander Fleming who invented antibiotics penicillin. Students, remember, antibiotics should be taken only on the advice of a qualified doctor. Also, you must complete the course prescribed by the doctor. Unnecessary, don't take antibiotics. It may affect your body. Now let us see what are vaccines and how do they work. Vaccine is a substance used to stimulate the production of antibodies and provide immunity against one or more several diseases. That means when vaccines are injected to our body prepares itself to fight against diseases by recognizing the microbe which causes that particular disease. Vaccines are prepared from the killed or weakened form of causative agents, that is, microbes, its toxins, or one of its surface proteins. When these vaccines are injected to our body fights and kills the invading bacteria by producing suitable antibodies. The antibodies remain in the body and we are protected from the disease causing microbes forever. This is how a vaccine works. Several diseases, including cholera, tuberculosis, smallpox, and hepatitis, can be prevented by vaccination. In your childhood, you must have been given injections to protect yourself against several diseases. It is essential to protect all children against these diseases. Necessary vaccines are available in the nearby hospitals. You might have seen the advertisement on TV and newspapers regarding protection of children against polio under the Pulse Polio program. Polio drops given to children are actually a vaccine. You might have heard about vaccination and immunization. What is vaccination and what is immunization? Vaccination means injecting vaccines into our body. Immunization is a process where our immune system is stimulated to recognize the disease causing microbes and to protect our body from that particular disease in future. Immunization takes place only after the vaccination. A worldwide campaign against smallpox has finally led to its eradication from most parts of the world. These days, vaccines are made on a large scale from microorganisms to protect humans and other animals from several diseases. Edward Jenner discovered the vaccine for smallpox in 1798. Immunization program helps us to protect ourselves from several diseases. Now let us see what is the role of microbes in increasing soil fertility. Nitrogen is very important to the growth of plants. Rhizobium bacteria, which is present in the root nodules of leguminous plants, fix atmospheric nitrogen. Some free-living bacteria, which is present in the soil, combine atmospheric nitrogen with hydrogen, converts into ammonia. Therefore, microorganisms play an important role in the growth of the plant. Next, let us see commercial use of microorganisms. Microorganisms are used for the large-scale production of alcohol, wine, and acetic acid, that is vinegar. You might have heard about yeast. Yeast is used for commercial production of alcohol and wine. When yeast is added into a sugar, it changes into alcohol with the liberation of carbon dioxide. For this purpose, yeast is grown on natural sugars present in grains like barley, wheat, rice, crushed fruit juices, etc. Here you can observe banana has sugar. To that sugar syrup, yeast is added. That time it changes into ethanol, that is alcohol. Again, acetic acid bacteria is added. Then it changes into acetic acid, that is vinegar. Some people consume alcohol and spoil their health. Consumption of alcohol is injurious to health because it affects our nervous system. When yeast is added to sugar, it changes into ethanol, that is alcohol, and carbon dioxide is released. This reaction is known as fermentation. Same reaction occurs when we add yeast to idli batter or dosa batter. If the reaction is more, then we get sour taste. Students, do you know who discovered fermentation? Yes, here is a scientist named Louis Pasteur who discovered fermentation in 1857. He also discovered pasteurization of milk. That means killing the microbes of milk or any food products by heating it to a temperature below the boiling point. It is one of the method of food preservation. Microorganisms also helps in cleaning the environment. You often see large amount of dead organic matter in the form of decaying plants and sometimes dead animals on the ground. You find that they disappear after some time. This is because the microorganisms decompose dead organic waste of plants and animals, converting them into simple substances. These substances are again used by other plants and animals. Thus, microorganisms can be used to degrade the harmful and smelly substances and thereby clean up the environment. In today's class, we have learned microorganisms and their habitat, classification of microorganisms, and friendly microorganisms. Let us continue this chapter in next class. Thank you, children.